and he set fire to one of the boys' belongings. Colin would later admit that he did have a strange, unusual interest in fire from a particularly young age. He had reoccurring nightmares about it as well, apparently.
Okay.
Because of that experience, Colin was expelled from the school, and he immediately continued his plan to run away to London. Any thoughts so far?
At the moment, I do feel a little bit sorry for him.
Like a down on his luck kid.
Yeah.
Hard done by. Yeah, I'll go with that. Homeless and with 0 pennies to his name, Colin resorted to robbery. It's kind of like Oliver Twist, like Fagin, but without the Fagin. If only he had a Fagin.
Do you want to tell you a little thing? I don't think I've ever watched Oliver Twist.
Never?
Don't think so.
Oh, we will need to watch that for sure.
Okay.
It's a good movie. Or you could read the book. You're not going to read the fucking book. At age 17, he was caught and sentenced to spend time at a place called Halsey Bay, which is a borstal. For people, I don't think borstal is a universal worldwide term.
What is a borstal?
It's like a jail for kids. It's sort of I found out the specific ages.
So it's like a juvie for like Americans.
For Americans? Oh no! Sorry, I didn't mention. No, I did mention. This is in London. This is in the UK.
No, I mean, so it's for American listeners if they are listening. So it's like a juvie.
Oh, kind of. Yeah.
Right, okay.
Yeah. So the ages for the kids range between 16 and 22. From this point, Colin just gets in this cycle. So robbery, jail, robbery, jail, robbery, jail. I'm going to zoom through these, but this is just an example of what happens. December 1975, age 21, he's found guilty of 2 counts of burglary, stealing a car and damage to property, and was sentenced to 18 months in prison. Pretty much straight after that, he served another 12 months in 1977 after he was found guilty of demanding with menace. And I don't get what demanding with menace is. I'm assuming it's like robbing someone, but without really robbing them.
I presume if it says with menace, it's like being angry, I guess.
Yeah, so the menace, I'm just assuming it's maybe like if you find someone in the street and, you don't like beat them up or like hold a gun to them, but maybe you just say, "Give me your shoes! Give me your fucking shoes!"
Wow, that was loud.
And then maybe they just give you the shoes?
Maybe.
I'm going to say yes. He was sentenced to 18 months in prison. He was sentenced to 2 years imprisonment for robbery in 1980, 2 months for attempted deception in 1981. Fuck, this list just goes on and on and on.
Is it the same sort of thing?
Same sort of thing. Yeah. Literally in prison, comes out, couple months later, goes back in prison, and it's all the same sort of cycle that this dude's repeating. In between his time in and out of jail, he did marry a woman, but they divorced in 1987 after he admitted to having an affair. He then, 1989, met another woman. I mean, who the fuck is fucking going with this weird guy who's just always in and out of prison? He can't be a charming
Then
guy.
Again, you do get women and men who want to...
Oh, that's true, like the bad boys.
Yeah, who want to, like, hook up with people who's in prison.
Like the bad boys. Oh, like the woman who married Charles Manson.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. You could get a hell of a book deal out of that, though, couldn't you?
Wasn't she like a celebrity or something like that?
You so would just automatically become that. I mean, you don't even have to fuck
No,
them,
I actually
right?
think she was a celebrity. I think she was like a soap star.
Oh.
I think. If I remember reading that right.
Failing soap star? Sounds more likely.
It's like from EastEnders or something.
EastEnders?
Yeah, it's
really?
something like that. Yeah.
I'll have to Google this.
Google it.
After this. Not now. After that podcast.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
But yeah, this particular woman, I don't think she was like that. But so this Janet Young, they got married. 4 months after the marriage, they went to a trip to Colin's mum's house, where Colin just picked up Janet's car keys, took the car, withdrew money from the joint bank account, and then fucked off to Southend-on-Sea in Essex, which is 40 miles away from London.
That's naughty.
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 It's a bit naughty. It's a fucking dick move, to be honest with you. It's a real dick move. Considering, you would think that because he's had that happen to him, why would he then want to inflict that on someone else? But some people don't see the correlation, and they just, so history repeats itself.
Yeah.
Really? So yeah, essentially over a decade, this guy has been in and out of jail, no stable job, no stable relationship. Even the small moments of stability that he does have when he gets married, those times, he finds a way to fuck it up for himself. He really is like one of those annoying friends who like always has a problem but never listens to the advice you want to give them. And then doesn't realize that they're the actual problem. I don't know. I don't like this
just a bit ignorant and naive.
He's a stupid ass. Now this bit, I like this bit, because, I'm trying to be a storyteller on this podcast. So I wrote this line, don't laugh at it, because it makes, don't laugh! I'm a storyteller! God damn you. Cut to 1993. X-Files has just launched on the TV. Don't laugh. Jurassic Park is in theatres, and Shaggy's hit song "Oh Carolina" is taking the world by storm. I said don't laugh.
Sorry.
I spent at least 3 minutes finding out.
It's the fact that you keep on saying don't laugh, it makes it even funnier.
I thought that was a great opener. I think it really set the scene for the year. On New Year's Eve of that year, Colin Ireland, now 39 years old, alone and with no job, tired of never really making a mark on the world, would finally decide that he needed to do something with his life. Something that would mean his name would never be forgotten. This is another great line, don't laugh.
Okay.
So, as Big Ben chimed in another new year over London, Colin Ireland made a New Year's resolution. This year, he would become a serial killer.
Well, I guess I can't laugh.
That was a good line, right?
Yes.
Yes, fuck. Big Ben chimed in another new year over... I'll tell you guys, Charles Dickens, eat your fucking ass out.
Wow.
Yes, that's how good that line was. So yeah, essentially this is the real deal. So he actually did consciously make a decision, and he says it was his New Year's resolution to become a serial killer.
Ooh.
Most people just want to cut out chocolate, maybe go to the gym. This guy, another level.
Call people.
Yeah, he wanted to kill people. Yeah. So Colin needed a plan. And due to a long-running fascination with them, he actually did know a surprisingly large amount about serial killers. He has a lot of sort of inside knowledge from a lot of books and shit he's read. And one thing that he knew about in particular was geographic profiling. Any clue what that is?
I don't have a clue. I should know this, actually, to be fair, but
the amount
I
of fucking
don't.
shit we watch. But then again, your memory is...
pretty poor.
Pretty bad. So essentially, geographic profiling is something that gives the police like a perimeter as to where to look for a potential suspect.
Oh shit! Yeah, I know what that is.
So like if they put a dot on the map of where a crime happened, there would be like a 7-mile radius around that dot for them to look for any potential suspects. So for that particular reason, because he knew of the sort of area what the police would be looking in, Colin decided he would travel the 40 miles from his Southend-on-Sea home to the city of London to make that his murder ground.
Oh.
So he's in this respect, he's kind of a clever guy, unfortunately, which a lot of these fucking psychopaths seem to have no other sort of intelligence whatsoever. But when it comes to this, they have something up their sleeve.
Einstein.
Yeah, well, maybe that's giving him too much credit. Yeah. So Colin had his location, but he hadn't yet really fully decided on who his victims would be. But it didn't take him too long to figure that out. As we spoke about earlier, those memories of the guys from his childhood, who, like, the pedos, they, that anger that he had, sort of, like I said, he carried that with him for a long time. So in his mind, it was men, essentially, who he was going to go after. Strangely enough, not specifically pedophiles, which you would think that could make him like a vigilante then.
But how does he know who's a paedophile and not?
Well, he doesn't. Well, he's not going after pedophiles.
Yeah, but that's what.
But how would one know? You mean? Well, like To Catch a Predator. Just do like a Chris Hansen To Catch a Predator style. Lure them in. Put some like booby traps. Like catch them in large nets.
And instead of carting them off to the police, he just murders them.
Or gunges them. And then send them to the police. Yes. That should be a show. So in Colin's mind, it was men in general that were he didn't sort of make the association, pedophiles or whatever. And to Colin, it was specifically gay men who he thought would be the easiest targets. The idea was that in 1993, sort of a lot of gay dudes were still, kind of extremely discreet, kind of secretive about what they got up to, and tended to have a kind of a mistrust towards the police because of the thought that a lot of sort of gay domestic crimes, attacks on gay people, they felt like they weren't really given the attention that they deserved. They didn't really do much about them. Colin decided that he would go to a place called the Coleherne Pub, I think it's called. It's in Brompton Road, and we can put a little image of the Coleherne up right there. It's quite like a quaint little place. It's got the pride flag outside. There's some pictures of the inside of it as well, but I didn't get them up. But it's quite a nice place. Yeah. So the Coleherne Pub, it's in West London, and it had a reputation in the local gay community as a place where you could easily sort of find someone for the night. It was one of those places where they would wear the colour-coded hankies.
Okay, yeah.
So, like, I don't even know what those are. Is it like yellow for P? Play and all that sort of shit, and things for different colours for S&M, and I don't know what they are. But that's the kind of place it was. So he could easily identify who could be a potential target, because he did like to go for people who were into S&M because of, well, the fact that they were usually willing to be restrained and tied up. So it made it a lot easier for him. So a little over 2 months after he originally made his New Year's resolution, on the 8th of March 1993, Colin packed a bag containing pieces of cord, a pair of gloves, a change of clothes, and a knife. And he headed off for his first visit to the Coleherne Pub. In a documentary I watched, Colin says that he actually just went into the pub, sat down, got a pint, and just sort of chilled out for a bit. And it's a weird thing that he says, because he says that if no one had come up to him, then nothing would have happened. So he was saying, like, sorry, I'm just getting a bit comfy on the couch. It's weird. He sort of makes it sound as if it was the victim's fault.
So he was basically he was choosing the victims on people who found him attractive, so was coming over to him. That's who he was choosing the victims of.
Well, he would go there and he would be able to tell who would be easy targets, but essentially for the first visit, he just sort of sat there and let anyone who wanted to come to him. He wasn't going to be going up to people, sort of making himself known. But Yeah, like I say, it's weird because the tone that he uses kind of puts the blame on the victim. He's kind of like, well, I was just going to be sat there, and, if they didn't come over to me, I wouldn't have killed them. It's like, it's like you're meant to know, like,